how last time we rescued these 2 chairs, but what else did we salvage on this trip to the local dump?
So what did we get from the dump today? Well, as you saw, I had already seen these 2 chairs that are, forget the cover, but the style are very similar to chairs we've already got and are going to paint and recover, and we've got cushions we're making up for them. And I thought, oh, we haven't got room in the car after all the stuff that I did find. And then I went off and looked for more stuff in the skips. And Mike, I found, was standing there looking at these as well. And he said, what about these? So I said, well, I thought that they match what we've already got, not, as I say, the covers. And we can place these in different areas around the garden, on different patios. So that was a find, and of course Mike managed to fit them in the car. What else did we get from the dump? Well, this is actually a filter basket for a swimming pool. It's not the size of ours, but I can use that for growing or for carrying things around the garden. Flower pots this time. This one's a little bit old. It won't last long, but it will do for now. It's quite a good size. And this flower pot, these were the only flower pots I managed to get this time, but that's a good round one. That's good for something like chives. I did find this torch. Don't know if it works, haven't looked at it. Feels heavy, feels like batteries might still be in there. Maybe they're corroded, who knows, but Mike can play with that and see if that's worth keeping or not. And yes, the torch does work. We didn't even put batteries in. Mike just turned it on and we were surprised to find it works. Also for growing, I found this, I suppose it's a small washing up bowl, but this will do nicely for growing. This will be a base to a big pot. Of course I found buckets. You know, every time I go I say I found a bucket. Now these we're keeping just for watering the garden. So I found this one. These are mop type buckets, but these are for the garden. I might even use that as a pot. So we do have spare handles because this one doesn't have a handle, which is probably why it was thrown away. This one is a mop bucket. Again, this has no handle, but I've got so many now. I found mop buckets. I'll take that out and keep it, but this will be again for a pot for the garden perhaps. And another water bucket. I find a good crate that's not broken. These often go in my rabbit cage or in my chicken coop, where I actually store pots and growing containers and plastic things that I grow in or use for covers over the top to germinate seeds quickly. So this is storage, and as you can see here, certain crates are stackable, so they are good to keep in the old birdhouse or chicken coop, and that is good for storing items. The crate I got, I'm really pleased with this one. This is a collapsible crate, and I think this was a pretty good find. So you can make this crate up. Super huge washing up bowl, which again is massive. It's massive. You could bath a small dog in there. And I use this when I grow in lots of small little pots, particularly indoors in my winter growing. I put them all in here. You can water, and I can leave this on the floor in the sun lounge. So there, and then the end of the season, again, I store pots and things in there. So this actually was, at the time, I thought one of my better finds of the day. One of the best finds of the day, a man was just coming, he'd emptied out an old apartment, everything was quite new, and the only thing I wanted from that was this. So this was a very good find. It's sometimes good if people are there at the same time as you. You sort of look in the back of their car or truck and just say, oh, can I have that? So that was a good find. Gives you an idea how big this washing up type tub was, because this is very big, as you fit dining plates and that on there. So that gives you an idea there. 2 swimming pool kits, and these look fairly little used, so they will go to Mike. This is how you test the water, if you're not sure what I'm talking about. This to test the levels of the pool so you can equalise what's needed. So there's 2 of those. Then I was very pleased to find 2 of these totes, I think a lot of you call them, plastic crates. There's 2 there. There was 1 lid, but I don't need the lids, and it was a little bit bent. So I've got 2 of those that I can clean out and use for storage. And then finally, which possibly was my best find of the day in value, I would say, I don't know what it's worth, but I would say it's probably worth a lot, is this very heavy, it's canvas, it's a tall caddy, it's JCB brand, it's a bit dirty, and it's got a lovely carry handle there. You'd use it, like, I guess, on a construction site. And there's pockets and zips this side. There's obviously inside, there's lots of little pockets inside. Little holders on the side for tools here. More pockets all along this side and on the other side there. On the outside, oh, it's got a carry strap as well, shoulder strap. Another pocket there. Pockets all along this side. If anyone knows the value of this, please let me know. Little ID card space there. Zip and a zip. So I think value wise that was definitely the best find of the day. All need cleaning up. Perhaps I wanted this shelf for my herbs, and these are things I want to keep dry or clean in the garden. Perhaps they will go in there. Clearing from here, moving everything off of here, finding new homes or organising it somewhere else so this can be for herbs to grow. The only thing that needs to stay, this is a polystyrene packaging. Some electrical equipment at some point came in that, and I turn it down this way and I germinate in there. Plus this I keep on the top. The spade's got to go, but that I keep there, and then when I'm sowing seeds outside, I put the seed packets or the jars in there to carry round so the seed packets don't get wet or damp on the ground or blow away. So those two will stay there, and all this stuff has got to go somewhere else as well, probably all down in my nursery garden area. So I've got to sort all that. And these bottles are used for squirting indoor plants, so that will probably stay inside. And these, Mike's given me loads of these that I can cut and make plant labels out of, but I said to her I'm going to not do that yet because it's going to be quite awkward for me to personally do, and that will be a good rainy day activity if we get workaways here and they have a day of rain and can't do a lot outside, which is very rare, but I like to have a couple of undercover jobs that they can do. So there's no rush for that, so that's what that will be for. As I say, got to finish sorting out here and find new homes for my salvaged and other goods. Oh, my gloves, different types of gardening gloves, gone in the side. Ties, I've kept them in the pot that I carried them round in, so I can take them out separately if I'm only going on a tying up job, or they keep them nicely contained there. All the metal gardening tools, so I use a screwdriver as a dibber, so that's there, and trowels and other garden tools in there. So far in the side here I have put, these are old plastic knives and forks that I use for labelling plants, so they're all in there, and an old video case fits in there, and skewer sticks I've got in there, and zip that up there. And then I've also got here, down the side here, a video case again, and that is like plastic ties that you get normally to tie bread packets up, and that is what I use to fix netting, garden netting. Still got lots more compartments all over the place, but that's the start. So let me know what you thought was my best item I found today. I think that tall caddy thing was definitely the best value. If you could have one thing, which one thing would you have salvaged from a dump? Let me know in the comments below. And until next time, Meraki.